welcome back to Finally Revealed and episode number 43 of Be the Change. In this week's episode, I want to talk about changing yourself by changing your perspective. Perspective, sometimes we're working on something and we're so focused in on what we have set out to do that we drive forward and we kind of lose sight of the big picture. Looking at it a different way, you might not have any designated change that you want, but you know that you want something different in your life. So perspective can help you as well. Perspective is just gauging where you are versus what you want and being aware of what is around you. We can have a single focus, we can have a broad focus. We could talk about thinking outside the box, and that can help you gain some perspective, because what that means is not looking just where you are for the answers. So I have a few suggestions on how you can improve and increase your perspective on your life. And I believe that your head governs you. Your thoughts then manifest your feelings, and then that brings into your reality what you want, and what you focus on gets bigger. So if you're not sure where to focus because you're not sure, what opportunities there are for you, but you know that you want something different, try some of these and see if it works. So the first one, if you have a job, you have a routine at your job, some things within your job you can or cannot change, but on your way there, what you do at lunch and on your way home can change. So the first suggestion is go a different way to work. Drive a different way to work. Make something different for breakfast. If you always buy your breakfast, make something and have it at home before you leave. Or if you go out for breakfast and pick something up, get something different. Same thing with on the way home. Do you go to work out first and then go home? Do you go straight home? What do you do? Do it differently and take a different route. What that does is it makes you pay attention because you're not on autopilot. So anytime we can bring consciousness and awareness into what we're doing, it opens us up. And so by physically going a different way, that can do it. Same thing with exercise. Do you have the same routine that you follow? Can you mix it up? Do you always do things inside? Can you bring that outside? In the Northern Hemisphere, we're starting to get to some cooler weather, and it's going to be great to be back outside. If you've been inside this summer, see if you can go outside and do some different activities. Now, I mentioned your breakfast food, but what about your lunch food? What about your dinner? What about what you're making? Do you have some favorite things? Maybe it's easier for you to buy your groceries. You have your budget, buy your groceries and go forward and have pretty much the same meals all the time. And if you've got a family, that works out for them. But you can add different ingredients. You can add, if you have tacos or burritos or something one night, you can have a different kind of sauce. You can add in peaches to a salsa. You can add mangoes. You can have different things for breakfast. If you make pancakes all the time, people love pancakes, use a different syrup. Throw in some blueberries. Throw in some banana. Throw in some peanut butter. Make it your own. Make it a little bit different. One of my favorite kinds of pancakes came from a little place in Colorado, and they had oatmeal in it. So now I add oatmeal to it, and it makes it a little bit crispy around the edges. Just do something a little bit different just for you. When I was growing up, the only time we would have cake was on someone's birthday. So then one time my mom made a cake, came home from school and said, "Whose birthday is it?" Well, when all of the kids come home and do that, and then my dad, she said, "Well, wait a minute. It's nobody's birthday. I just found this recipe. It looked good and I made it." We said, "Oh." It was all fair on that. Nobody was attacking her because she had only ever made cakes on someone's birthday. So now, she introduced something new. As I've told you before, and as we've developed through this series together, we realize that as other people around us change, we change. As we change, we impact them. So by you broadening your perspective in some of these ways, you're going to have an impact on those around you, and they're going to be encouraged to do something different in that area or in a different area. Then if you really want to get into it and go further and deeper into broadening your perspective, go through your closet, mix up your clothes, wear things that you haven't worn in a while, get rid of things that you are worn out. If there's something that's your favorite, you haven't worn it in a while, do that. Pick out things to wear this next week that make you feel good, that either you look really good in because it's a great color or a great fit, or it's just something that it's comfortable to you and you feel good. And that is going to help broaden your perspective. If you have any routines that you can mix those up. When you do things in a different way, when you show up in even the slightest different way, people notice you, you feel differently, and when you feel differently, you notice things around you. You open yourself up to opportunities. It just happens. And by modifying the perspective over the everyday routine things that you do, if you can see those in a different way, you can see everything about your life in a different way and enhance it. And, think about it as modifying a picture on your phone. Bring back the color, bring back the vibrancy and the light, and see things in a different way. See yourself in a different way. You are not just who you are this moment. You can move forward into the next moment and create something great. Just because you don't have a grand plan to make some monumental, earth-shattering change, don't you for a second think that you can't make changes in your life, about you, your surroundings, your habits, that really will change your life. One thing is going to lead to another thing. I challenge you, try it. Try something different on what you're wearing. Try something different on your route to work. Try something different on something that you eat, and go look at your routines and move, even if it's just moving something from one day to the next. Even if it is getting up earlier in the morning, maybe you pray, maybe you meditate, maybe you exercise, maybe you don't do any of those things and you're just one who jumps out of bed and runs out the door. Give yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Have your breakfast at your house. Have a cup of coffee or tea. Sit out on your patio. Sit on the balcony. Drive a different way to work. Let me know how it works. Let's change our perspective on ourselves and our immediate surroundings and see what happens. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Leave any comments or questions below. Share this with someone who, just is at a loss, or someone that you want to challenge and do it with, a friend. Subscribe to see the other videos and come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.